And that one? No, I don't have to restart that. Hi! Long time no see. You're back in our shop. Very happy. How are you doing? That's great. That's an achievement. Usual stuff. Yeah. Yeah, with all online downloading, DLC, Videogame shop are having a tough period. Yeah, we've also been closed for like 2 weeks due to our owner who had some issues. But now we're back. Yeah. Oh, you went here while you came here while we were. Yeah. Oh, you came here while we were closed. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We wrote a post on our Instagram page, but people don't actually really follow us on Instagram. But well, hey, doesn't matter. How can I help you today? Yeah. Yeah, you've seen last week there were the Game of the Year awards. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, it takes two. It's a nice game. I mean, I preferred Deathloop. I wish Deathloop had won, but hey, sometimes it just goes like that. Yeah. So I was wondering, is there anything I can help you with? Okay, so you wanted a game. If I remember correctly, you have a PS4, right? Okay, so we have an ample and wide selection of interesting games. What are you looking for? That's something unusual to be asked. You're looking for some controversial games. Well, I feel that I can help you. I do have quite a lot of controversial games. Yeah, games that there are people that think they are the best games ever and people that think they're just horrible, right? Okay. May I ask why you're looking for such a peculiar kind of game? Okay, you're starting a podcast and you want something juicy to talk about. Okay, I totally get that. I do have what may be very, very interesting to experience. So I'll start with this one. This is Kingdom Hearts 3. As you probably know, it's the third game of the series, but it's not really the third one. There are thousands of them. I played all of them and still can't remember how many there are. There is Kingdom Hearts 1, there is 300 and something, there is Chain of Memories, there is Bird by Sleep, there are tons of them, there is a mobile game, but if I'm not wrong, you already know that, right? Okay, so you have played all the previous ones, but you don't really remember that. Well, it's a story about darkness and light, and it has something, Star Wars-ish in that conception of good and evil. And it's very nice because there are a lot of Disney characters, but if you love Final Fantasy, you may see some character from Final Fantasy. No, not in this one specifically, but you know, as they're written by the same person, you may see some similarities. Some characters from this game you might have seen wandering around in other franchises. But if you're a Disney fan, that's a very good option. And it is controversial because, as you may know, people have waited for like 9 years to play this game, and when it came out, they told it was too easy and the plot wasn't well developed. While on the other hand, there are thousands of people telling that it was very, very good, and if they could, they would love to play a fourth game. Okay. Then I have probably one of the games the most controversial ever in the story of video games. It came out in 2019, and it's personally probably one of my favorite games ever, and it's called Death Stranding. And as you can see from the cover, it has some famous actors in it. There is Norman Reedus, there is Lea Seydoux, there is Mads Mikkelsen, and there's also Guillermo del Toro, which is, you know, always a nice bonus. And as you are a video game expert, probably you already know, but it was written by Kojima, which is a very, very, very good game director. You know, with Death Stranding, there is this Marmite thing. You hate it or you love it. It's basically the story of a man walking through USA, which in that case is incredibly inspired to Iceland. It's post-apocalyptic, and yeah, that's basically it. You just walk and you go from a place to another delivering packages. But I swear it's very different from all the games you might have played before, but it has so much heart. I swear. It's so well written, it's so beautiful to even look at the landscapes. I mean, I was very sad when it didn't win the Game of the Year that year. I know it couldn't win, but it's a great game. And honestly, I'm a person that cries very easily, but I basically spent this game crying. But I have to be honest, of all the friends I have, probably just one or two have enjoyed it. All the other people just stopped playing because it was unbearable for them, the whole being silent and walking, just walking, no people for thousands of meters. Well, actually, I really felt it as relaxing, and I felt that I was concentrating on what was inside me while playing the game. It was an emotional trip, not just for me, not just for the character, but also for me. I really can perceive a before and after in my life after playing this game. I know probably I'm being, but that's a brilliant game. And it's so funny that there are people that think it's just horrible, lame, wanted refunds, and other people that really think it was good. And that's wonderful. It's basically what you were asking for, so I'm happy about that. Then I have another game which is not that controversial, but if I have to be honest, for me it's controversial, which is Horizon Zero Dawn. And this is a complete edition that has the DLC, and it has some extra armors for the main character, which is Aloy. And it's a great game, okay? I'm not gonna say it's really controversial, but I feel like it's an incomplete game, and it's a bit... Well, I told you that Death Stranding had the biggest heart ever as a game. This one is perfect, technically perfect. It's beautiful to play, very amusing, you really get entertained by playing it. But you feel that if they just did that little more, it would have been the greatest game of all time. Well, not the greatest game of all time, but you got me. And it's the story of Aloy, a girl that lives in a post-apocalyptic world. And she hunts these huge machines that are basically the fauna that lives in this world. And she's on a hunt. She's searching for her mother, and there is mystery, and there is also that little element of, oh my god, what's gonna happen? I'm so curious. And it's a beautiful game. I mean, it's really good. But you see, they just did the perfect essay, but there isn't heart in this game. I mean, probably this is an unpopular opinion. It's a great game, technically. But practically, do you even remember the character of this game? Probably you don't. And that's why, if you ask me, this is a controversial game. And for the very last one, I'm gonna tell you about what I think is probably my most unpopular opinion on something in my entire life. And this game is Cyberpunk 2077. As you can see, we swapped the cover to have the female character, but on the inside you may see that there is also the male character. And Cyberpunk is supposed to be an RPG, a roleplay game. But honestly, I wouldn't agree with that, because yeah, you can customize your character's features, and you can basically decide his or her backstory. But that's it. The character has an attitude, has a character. You may feel like you have choices, different dialogue choices, but in reality you don't really have that. And the real issue with this game is that it was announced like a lot of years ago. I'm not sure if 9 or 13 or something in between, but it was a long time ago. And it was delayed like 6 times or so. And people were expecting something incredible. They had expectation, they had hype, and when the game came out, it was they say it was delusional because there were a lot of bugs and there weren't a lot of the features that the developers said would be there. And what I was trying to say before with the other game, Horizon, is that one was perfect, but in the end it didn't really found a way inside your heart. This one does. I mean, in my case it did. I still love the characters, I still want to know more about them, and I still have the location, which is Night City, inside my heart. The plot, without spoiling it, you play V, a character, and V is brought in a situation and he has a person, I would say, inside their head, and they have to solve that and many other things. I don't know if you actually know something about cyberpunk as a narrative universe, if you have read the books by William Gibson, or if you simply, I don't know, have seen Blade Runner, the first one, the 2049, or read the comic books or anything. But if you love that kind of cybernetic, corrupted morality scenario, this is good. And I swear, I know that it has a very bad reputation as a game, but they have fixed a lot of the bugs, and it's really good. I'm not telling you that because I want to sell it. I'm telling you because this is a game I deeply love with all of my heart. And I always feel sad in knowing that there are people who aren't playing it just because they think it's lame. It is a good game. And it will stick with you for a while, I promise. And we do have, I'm not telling you that because I want to convince you, but we do have a promotion. If you get this, we will give you for $5 the guide to the narrative universe, which is very beautiful hardcover, and it has beautiful pictures. It's really beautiful, and it explains the narrative scenario. There are the arts of the advertising that are in the game. Yeah, I know I do get passionate about that, but you know, nowadays in the video game world, people just give 8 out, but you know, people have worked hard on this and they're trying to fix it. And if they really had the opportunity to wait 6 months more, the game would have been incredible. They're now rushing to fix everything. There are people who, I mean, of course there is someone who wasn't good in that. I mean, you can just sell a product and tell it there is something that isn't there. But the people who actually work there, and I mean, I'm not talking about the chief, but I'm talking about the people that were under him. They haven't done anything wrong, right? Yeah, it's, you know, if you have ever played role-play games like, you know, Dungeons and Dragons and anything, they decided to do a game basing the context and the some characters on the popular Cyberpunk 2020 game. Yeah, and there is also a modern game of Cyberpunk which is called Cyberpunk Red that takes place basically just like around 2040, 2049. I don't know, maybe I'm confusing with Blade Runner, but you got that. Yeah, these are all very controversial. People have just given out thousands of bad reviews to these games, but if I have to be honest, they're all good games. I mean, of course they didn't give bad reviews to Horizon. that was just my opinion. But well, that was a controversial opinion. You want to take all of them? That's great. Yeah, I thought that with all my talking you would have just run away. I'm glad you didn't. Okay, so I'll get them ready for you at the register and I'll see you there. You can take a look around if you want. And it was a pleasure to see you again. Bye.